Alan Bikomfi Kanati. Welcome back to my channel once again, guys. And today I'm here again with another interesting episode, guys. But hey, if today is the first day you are watching me, don't forget to hit on the subscription button alongside the bell. And please like, comment, and share because your like and comment will also help us in a long way, guys. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, guys. One thing is, most of the time people DM me and will be asking questions about the United Arab Emirate. And guys, as a Ghanaian expert living in United Arab Emirate for the past 3 years, I've seen many Africans and other nationalities rising to a higher peak, and some are also facing a lot of challenges. And as I always say, life in UAE can be challenging or simple depending on how you will make it, guys. A lot of it depends on our mindset, our earnings, and our patience to live in an unfamiliar area. And most of the times, it also depends on how prepared are you, or what are the preparations that you will make before moving from your home country to United Arab Emirates. So guys, with this, I've gathered a lot of information that I want to share with you on the things that you need to know before moving from your home country to United Arab Emirates. But as I said, if today is the first day you are watching me, don't forget, hit on the subscription button alongside the bell for all the video notification. And guys, do well to like, comment, and share our videos. So guys, the one thing that I want you to know before you move from your home country to United Arab Emirates is United Arab Emirate weather. You're astonished I'm going to talk about the weather, right? So guys, one thing you need to know is about United Arab Emirate weather. Guys, the climate of United Arab Emirates features a desert climate with a hot summer and a cold winter. So during the summertime, it is really hot. Guys, as I said, during the summertime, the climate in UAE or United Arab Emirates is really hot. And sometime in the daytime, the temperature will be reaching 45 to 50 degrees Celsius. And in the evening, it will lower up to 30 to 35 degrees Celsius in the night or in the evening. So guys, during that time it is really hot in the summer, and most of the times it starts in late May and lasts till September. So if you are planning to visit United Arab Emirates, make it a point that from May, in the middle of May to September, you are going to experience the summer weather, which is really hot during that time. But one interesting aspect is there is air condition at any place that you find yourself. So the problem will be working from your home to your workplace, like moving from your home to park a transport or take a car to your workplace will be the difficult thing. But it is really difficult for people who will move into United Arab Emirates in search of job. So guys, if you are planning to visit United Arab Emirates, or if you are dreaming to move to United Arab Emirates, settle, look for a job and work in United Arab Emirates, I will advise you, don't make your plans between this time from middle of May to September, because it is really hot and you cannot get time to even move out in search of jobs. And most of the times, most big companies, the HRs and the big bosses who are the decision makers in the company will also travel for their holidays. If you travel between middle of May and September, guys, it is going to be difficult for you on how you can search for your job or be on the market for your job hunting. So I will advise you to exploit your visit, or you should start exploring your options or visit between the month of September and May. Between the month of September and May is where you need to consider and explore in this period, because it is considered to be the best with respect to the weather conditions, and it is the best time for you to travel to United Arab Emirates because the temperatures comes to a more comfortable level, as it is the best time for job hunting in UAE. So it'll give you the enough time to move out and look for a job so that you can also secure yourself a job in the market of United Arab Emirates. So guys, if you are planning to visit United Arab Emirate, I will advise you not to travel in the month of from the middle of mm, June, or from June, July, August. June, July, August. It is the time that most of the HR and the big bosses, who are the decision makers in every company, also travel outside due to the hotness of the weather. They will be moving out of the country, and it will be difficult for you to secure a job during that time. So if you are planning to visit United Arab Emirates, make it a point that if you want to stay in Dubai, or if you want to stay in UAE to get a job of your field, or to get a job and settle down in UAE, don't travel in the month of June, July, August, because it will be very difficult for you to secure a job. And most importantly, the weather is really hot for you to go out and even look for a job. So you'll be facing a lot of challenges in your job seeking. Guys, number two thing that I want to share with you is the accommodation or the rent accommodation aspect when you move to United Arab Emirates. So guys, when you are in your home country and you are planning to move to United Arab Emirates in search of a job, one important thing that you need to take into consideration is where you put your head, or where you are going to sleep. Where you are going to sleep is one thing that you should take it into a consideration. One, you are moving from your country to a different country where you are not familiar with anything, and sometimes most of us will even travel without knowing anyone in the country, and we don't have any family living there. So meaning accommodation should be one thing that you need to take into consideration. And when you come to United Arab Emirates, guys, ex- the rent in UAE is really expensive. I must be frank with you. If you move to United Arab Emirates, getting an apartment or where to stay is really expensive. The cost of living in UAE is expensive. If somebody is not telling you, if or anyone is not telling you, I will tell you today. Living in UAE is expensive, and most of us are from a family, like for instance, if you are from a rich family, if you are from a family that, you know, anything that you want you are going to get. Guys, it's not like that in UAE. If you are moving from your home country to United Arab Emirates in search of a job, one, you know that you don't have any accommodation, or you don't have any apartment in United Arab Emirates for you to stay in. So there are some people who have been in the country for long, and they have rented some apartment and they have divided it into some partition or bed space. So it is where you are going to sleep, or if you have the money to afford to rent your own flat or apartment, it is a good decision. But one thing is that you move into United Arab Emirates, you are not working, so you don't have the money or capital with you to afford the rent in United Arab Emirates. So the options that there for you is only going in for a bed space or a petition. So guys, if you know that you are in your home country, you are enjoying, you have your own flat, you have your own bedroom, you can do whatever you want to do in your room. That is totally different when you move to United Arab Emirates. It's totally different. So you should know that you are coming to rent a petition or a bed space that you are going to share with a number of people. Maybe you can find 5 people in a room, 6 people, 8 people in a room, and you share the same room with them. So it's not the same as living in your home country and staying in your own room, staying in your own apartment. But as I said, if you have the money to rent for your own apartment, that one you are good to go. But if you don't have the money, then bear in mind that you are going to share a room with others. So guys, after considering the number one, the weather and the accommodation aspect, and you know that you are going to feel comfortable with the two conditions, the next thing that I want you to know is about your fitness. So number three is your medical fitness. Guys, in UAE, when you move to UAE in search of a job, once you get a job, you need to get a residency visa. That is the only legal way you can be in UAE to stay and work. So the company that employs you will need to give you a residency visa. And before you get the residency visa, you'll be going for a screening, health screening, that will determine your fitness, your medical fitness. And that screening, if you fail the test, guys, you are going to be declined or denied the residency visa. You are not going to be granted the residency visa for you to get opportunity to stay in the country, work, and also live a comfortable life in UAE. Most of the times, there are some conditions that you can be deported from the country and you will not get opportunity to stay in UAE. Guys, before you can get the residency visa, the UAE government screens applicant for HIV. When you talk about the HIV is hepatitis B, tuberculosis, before you can be granted a work permit and a residency visa. Guys, there's no point in wasting time, money and energy to come to UAE when you know you have those infectious diseases. You will be denied the chances of living and working in Dubai once your medical result is out. So guys, once your medical result is out and it shows that you are not medically fit, you'll be denied of the residency visa and you will not get opportunity to stay in UAE and work. So one, you need to check your medical fitness. Know that you are medically fit or physically you are fit to fit in the UAE system before you make plans of moving from your home country to United Arab Emirates in search of job. So guys, number four thing that I want to talk about after considering the first point, the weather, and the second point, which is the accommodation, the third point, which is your fitness, and the fourth point that guys I want to talk about is the duration of your stay. Duration of your stay. Guys, if you are moving from your home country to United Arab Emirate, United Arab Emirate offers different kinds of visa. We have the single entry, the long-term single entry visa, and the short-term, which is the 30 days visa and the 90 days visa, depending on what you are coming to United Arab Emirates to do. Most of the time, people visit United Arab Emirates on a 30 days short-term visa. That is those who are coming in for as a tourist. They need to come with a 30 days long or short-term visa. So guys, because the 90 days long-term visa is the one that can help you or like gives you the maximum time or the maximum duration to stay in the country, look for a job or high paying job, because you have the 90 days, so you are not on a rush to look for a job. You need to take your time and search the market, the job market, hunt for a job that can pay you a good amount of salary so that you can also achieve your dreams. So guys, as I said, I will not advise you to travel to United Arab Emirates. If you are coming to look for a job, don't come with a 30 days single short term visa. Come with a 90 days visa that will help you get enough time to look for a better job and or on UAE job market. The next thing, guys, I want to talk about is UAE laws. Guys, UAE laws. If you are moving from your home country to United Arab Emirates, there are a lot of certain things that you are going to see which differs a bit from our countries or wherever you are coming from. So if you are in your home country and you are moving to United Arab Emirates, I'll urge you that you read more about the UAE laws and make sure that you follow every single law of the country. You follow every single law of the country. If you want to live a happy life in United Arab Emirates, if you want to live a safe life in United Arab Emirates, then the most important thing that you need to do when you find yourself on the soil of United Arab Emirates is abiding to the laws of the land. If you are law abiding, then you can live in United Arab Emirates without any problem. Guys, the legal system of United Arab Emirates is well established. is well established and authorities are always on their toes and they are strict and they are always making sure that the people are following the rules or and the laws of the land. Once you are caught in the act of not obeying the rules of the land, you are going to pay a huge sums of fines, guys. There's a lot of fines on it. If you are not obeying any rule and you are caught, you are going to pay heavy fines, and if not, you can also be deported from UAE, or even if care is not taken, you can be imprisoned depending on what you did. So guys, if you want to stay in UAE, live a happy life, eat comfortably, then I will urge you to abide by the rules of the land and live a happy life. UAE authorities are always strict when it comes to law abiding. That makes the country safe for everyone. So if you want to be safe, if you want to live a happy life in United Arab Emirates, then you need to live a happy life by obeying the rules and regulations of the land, because the citizens of the land are obeying the rules and the law deals with them even when they break their own rules. If the citizens of the country breaks their own rule, the law deals with them. So as an expert, and if you move to United Arab Emirates and if you are not going to follow the rules, the law will deal with you accordingly. So you need to make sure to follow every single rule of United Arab Emirates for you to live a happy life in Dubai. So guys, the next thing that I'll talk about is about UAE transportation. UAE transportation. Like guys, UAE has this federal buses, or they have the government buses, they have the taxis that we call it the cab, and they have the metro. So being in UAE, most of the time people ask me, UAE living is expensive. What about the transport? But guys, one thing I can tell you on the fact that living in UAE is expensive though. But when it comes to transport, transport is very, very affordable. It's cheap for everyone living in United Arab Emirates. You can either use the buses, or you can use the cab, which is the taxis, or you can use the metro. The metro is one of the fastest way in, I mean, moving in and out or moving around United Arab Emirates, because you are not going to face any traffics on the road, and you can travel from the end of Dubai to the other end. Like for instance, if you are traveling using the red line from Rashidia to UAE Exchange, is a very far distance, and you can travel with the metro within an hour. You can make your journey in and out, and it is really, really cheap for transportation. So if you are moving to United Arab Emirates and you are considering transport, you should know that it is easy to make your runs in and out within Dubai and other Emirates, because you can get a bus from Dubai to other Emirates such as the Sharjah, Ajman, Abu Dhabi, which is the capital city, Ras Al or Marqueen, and other Emirates that you know, Rasakol, Fujairah, they are all part of the Emirates that made up to form the United Arab Emirates. So guys, transportation is cheap in UAE. So guys, the next thing that I want to talk about is income tax, or Dubai taxes, or UAE taxes. Guys, one interesting aspect for me to love living in United Arab Emirates is about their tax. United Arab Emirates is income or tax-free country. Like if you are living in the country and you are working, guys, if your salary is like, if you are taking Dubai salary, let's say 2,000 dirhams, which is approximately 700 to $750, and if that is your salary in your contract, that is the amount of money you are going to receive. If you are taking 3,000 dirhams, if you are taking 5,000 dirhams, if you are taking 10,000 dirhams, if you are taking 20,000 or any amount which you signed a contract to work for, that is the amount you are going to get at the end of the month. There's no tax. The country will not take any tax on it. So it makes it like enjoyable working in United Arab Emirate, and imagine you are taking your salary without task. So one thing that I will share with you is Dubai is income tax free. If you take your salary, that is it. You don't need to pay any tax to the government. And even if you come in the country as a tourist, and if you purchase anything outside where you pay tax on it, once it's time for you to leave the country at the airport, you can claim all your tax. Anything that you bought, which you pay tax on it, you can claim the tax from the airport. So if you are coming to Dubai and you are thinking of paying heavy taxes, like if you are living in other countries, the taxes that you are paying coming to Dubai is totally different. So guys, that is one good thing too about the United Arab Emirates. You take your money without tax. Guys, the next thing that I want to talk about too is it compulsory to speak in Arabic? That is some questions that most of the times I get in my DMs. That is it compulsory to speak in Arabic? Hey guys, one thing I want you to know is in United Arab Emirates, 80 to 90% speaks English. So it is not by force for you to go and learn Arabic before you move to United Arab Emirates. It is good to learn Arabic because most of the times you can meet Arabic speakers, and if you are able to speak the Arabic, it shows some respect that you have for the country. I am from Ghana and I'm able to express myself a little bit in the Arabic language, though I'm not an Arabic speaker. So if you learn the basics of Arabic, it helps you to communicate with most of the Emiratis, or it helps you to communicate with the Arabic speakers, those from Egypt, from Morocco, from other Arabic speaking countries. You can communicate with them when you meet or when you come in contact with them and they are not able to express well in the English, you can able to communicate with them. But hey guys, it is not forced to learn Arabic before moving to United Arab Emirates. This is not part of it, but I want to chip it in for you to know, because it is also the questions most of the times I get in my DMs, and I need to clarify you on that. It is not compulsory to learn Arabic before moving to United Arab Emirates. Guys, as I said, 80 to even 95% speak English. So the only thing is get to know English, then you are good to go. You can move in and out, then anybody that you meet can express in English. Though they are not fluent, most people are not fluent, but you can talk to them with the English. But it is good if you know the Arabic, because United Arab Emirates, the official language is the Arabic. So if you know, it will help you a lot. But it is not compulsory to learn Arabic before moving to United Arab Emirates. So guys, the next thing that I will talk about is drinking allowed in UAE. Guys, drinking is allowed in United Arab Emirate. Drinking is allowed in a United Arab Emirate, but there are a lot of rules governing that. And it's not any place that you can sit there or you can go there and drink. There are a lot of licenses spot in United Arab Emirates where you can get alcohol to buy and you can drink, and it's allowed, but you need to drink it in your home. So where you are is where you need to drink. And even as I said, there are a lot of rules or laws governing that. So if some people are saying drinking is not allowed in UAE, that is not it. It's allowed, but you need to do it with your, as you know. So guys, drinking is also allowed in the United Arab Emirates. So guys, the next thing I want to talk about is Ramadan. Guys, regardless of your religion, during the Ramadan season or the Ramadan time, it affects you. Either you're a Christian or either you are a traditionalist, you're a Muslim, or whatever religion that you belongs to, during this time you need to observe it. You need to observe it regardless of your religion. So guys, during this time you are allowed to eat though, but you are not allowed to eat in public, and you are not allowed to smoke in public. You are banned for that, because we are all observing the Ramadan. So if you are planning to move to United Arab Emirate, and regardless of your religion, if you are not a Muslim, make sure that during the Ramadan time you are also going to observe the Ramadan as a Muslim, and you are going to you are going to follow every rule regarding the Ramadan. And if you are at your workplace, you can eat, but as I said, you are not allowed to eat in public. You cannot eat in public, you cannot smoke. If you are a smoker, you cannot smoke in public. You cannot drink in public. So bear in mind, you are going to follow all those rules for you to be safe, because once you are caught, there is a huge fine on it. So make sure that you follow every single step or every single rule for you to be free and safe in United Arab Emirate. So guys, the last thing that I want to talk about is United Arab safe for you to stay in? Guys, this is one question most of my friends even ask me, that then so how safe are you in United Arab Emirates, because we heard a lot of bad news about the Gulf countries, and is it the same in United Arab Emirates as well? But hey guys, I can tell you in fact that UAE or United Arab Emirates is one of the safest places that you can stay and enjoy your life. UAE is one of the safest country that you can stay as long as you want and enjoy the life that you are dreaming for. If only you are going to follow the rules and regulations governing the country. Enjoy, there is a lot of nightclubs, there are a lot of beaches, there are a lot of, I mean, any place or anything that you want to do in UAE, you can get it. But you need to follow the rules governing it, and for you to enjoy a peaceful life in UAE. Because once you are not obeying the rules, you will find a lot, or you'll be fined, you'll be paying a lot of fines, you'll be paying huge sums of money if you are not obeying or following the rules of the land. So guys, UAE is a safe country, and if it is your dream to be in United Arab Emirates, then this is the time. Start preparing and move to United Arab Emirates. Let it be your second home. Thank you for watching, guys. But if today is the first day, guys, kindly subscribe to this channel, like, share, and comment on our videos. So guys, thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Love you guys.